this guy.
We are presented by Freestyle Libre, the triumphant return of Dan Orlovsky on Mondays.
Triumphant.
We have missed you, big fella. I know, it's great to have you. And just in honor of Dan's return, we're going 25 minutes commercial-free right off the top. Throw the clicker away. You don't need it. Let's go. Late last night, Lions, Eagles in a huge showdown. This was supposed to be last year's NFC Championship game. Detroit injuries didn't allow that to happen. First Lions drive of the game. Jared Goff back to throw. Dan, we've got trouble.
We saw 5 of them last night. The batted ball from Philadelphia's defensive line, obviously something going into the game that they were conscious of. And then Cooper DeJean, it's kind of set the tempo for how dominant this Philadelphia Eagles defense was going to be last night.
Eagles turned that into a field goal, so they're up 3-0 early. Now it's 6-0 Eagles second quarter. Rex, you've been begging for Jameson Williams.
Yeah, and here's why. The most explosive player in the National Football League. Give him the football.
Maybe the celebration a bit much.
Maybe.
That's 15 yards tacked onto the extra point, and they miss it. So we're tied at 6-6. Minutes to go in the half on a second down. Where's A.J. Brown, Dan? There's A.J. Brown.
Yeah, good job one-on-one. He fades to the outside, slips underneath the corner. Good ball placement by Jalen Hurts. And then right before the half, we know how this ends. Tush push, down near the goal line, touchdown Philly.
13-6 Eagles as we go to the break. Third quarter, same score. The Lions, D. Wood, have the 2 game breakers. First, it was Jameson Williams, and here comes Gibbs.
Yeah, listen, good things happen when you put the ball in your best player's hands. We see the explosiveness out of Jahmyr Gibbs. Needed more of that in this game.
42 yards for Gibbs later in the Lions going for it, because they always do on a 4th and 5. Incomplete. Lions 0 for 5 on 4th down in this game. It was a huge storyline. 3 minutes left. Eagles up 10. Looking to put it away on the tush push, 4th and inches. But Dan, this time the Lions say not gonna let it happen.
We don't see this happen. This is rare to see the tush push in Philly stop. The Lions defensive line was great in this moment. You see the underneath surge, then people over the top. They were great all game.
Lions kick a field goal, so it's 16-9. They need 1 stop and the ball back. We got just under 2 minutes. 3rd and 8 in this 1-score game. Eagles, it's incomplete. Rex.
Great coverage. Absolutely great. Yeah. Absolute garbage here. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely atrocious. I mean, come on. Give the Lions a chance. Golly. That's great coverage. I don't care what they say. Great coverage.
Dan Campbell can't believe it. Lions not happy. Eagles escape. 16-9 the final. The big call at the end of the game, obviously a major storyline. Afterwards, referee Alex Kemp was made available to a pool reporter. No, not yet. Not yet. Let me read it first. Rex kind of jumped the gun. The official observed the receiver's arm getting grabbed and restricting him from going up to make the catch. So the ball was in the air. There was a grab at the arm, restricted him, and he called defensive pass interference. Rex just took the statement. What are we doing here?
I'm telling you, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, jokes aside, that is atrocious. Don't invent a freaking call. It never happened. You're lionized. Don't believe you're lionized. Everybody in the world knows that was terrific coverage. You cannot cover a guy better than this. Stop it. He doesn't do anything. And I thought Chris Collinsworth was outstanding in this when he said, if you're going to call interference, it's offensive interference.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And you know what? The Lions probably wouldn't have scored. But you never know. You never know. It absolutely ends the game. Don't invent a darn penalty. It's a great game between 2 fantastic teams, and you're ruining it. Nobody comes to see your crappy call right here. They don't want to see it. Let guys play. You can't cover a guy any better than this. This is not a foul. It's never been a foul, and it shouldn't have been a foul here except some bozo the clown making this call. Own it. It don't just be, well, this is what I saw. You never saw crap because it never happened. And so, I mean, alibi and all this type of crap. Get rid of this clown. Put him in the junior high school where the hell he belongs.
So we didn't like the call. Lest it not be obvious, we were not fans of the call at the end of the game. And Schefter, to your point, it ends what was a very interesting and important game.
Well, the Lions offense failed that team last night. The defense stepped up, but on offense, they did not convert a 4th down. Whereas the Eagles can rely on the tush push when they need a play, the Lions went 0 for 5 on 4th down. Didn't get it done. They barely converted on 3rd down. Here was a 4th down stop. Time and time again, they came up short. And so that pass interference call, that phantom call, horrendous call, But who knows what the Lions would have done on offense. It would have been nice to see if they gotten the ball back, one more chance, but it didn't happen. The offense last night didn't get it done.
Well, it's defensive football right now. If we're going to talk about the Rams and the Seahawks having the best defenses, and we will, the Eagles are very much so right there. And the takeaway is the Jalen Phillips addition has been absolutely a difference maker.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the difference between this team winning a back-to-back Super Bowl and not. Because you put Phillips and Carter together now, that's a problem. This Detroit offensive line got exposed last night versus this defense, and that's how you saw some of those fourth down stops. Like, this is the first one. Watch how the left side of this defense, the right side of the defense versus the left side, this twist stunt, that's 4th and 1. You're going to get a stop right at the line of scrimmage. Bang, hit right there. That plays over. This is the fake punt. I think this is Ojomo. Outstanding awareness of look at him get underneath the block on the fake punt. That's outstanding awareness. That's not Vic Fangio. That's Nick Sirianni's coaching. Man-to-man coverage. This team played sticky, strapped-up coverage, and what you saw was the pressure consistently impact Jared Goff. Jared Goff makes this throw 100 out of 100 times, except for last night. And then the one that kind of seals it, they drop Carter underneath Amon-Ra St. Brown. Really smart, Phillips underneath Amon-Ra St. Brown. Quinyon Mitchell's just sitting there waiting on it, knowing that the pressure is going to get home. If you watch the secondary, they understand they're going to get to the quarterback. They're waiting on the throw to come out of Goff's hands, and that's why you saw Jared just be so uncomfortable last night.
It was a weird game in this regard also. The propensity that Dan Campbell has for going for it on 4th down. I can give you an example. Cindy, A16. Last night, the Lions became the second team in the last 30 years to go 0 for 5 or worse on 4th down in a game. The other one was also a Lions game under Dan Campbell. Now, it was a windy night in Philly, so kicking was not optimal. But on the Lions' 5 4th downs, the average field position they had when going for it was the Eagles' 38-yard line. And all of the, expressions aside, the reality is, D. Wood, you were saying to me this morning, you have to have a feel for the game. You go into the game with a game plan. We think that our defense is going to struggle against the Eagles' offense. The way the game was going last night, do you think it was a mistake for Dan Campbell to go for all those 4th downs?
I do. And listen, I know that it's in Dan Campbell's DNA. He's always been the one, he's one of the foremost coaches in our league that wants to, press the gas and really go for it and be aggressive. But I also think in the course of a game, whether it's weather, just how your team is playing and all those type of things. And the Philadelphia Eagles offense, they're not doing anything offensively.
Right.
So, in my opinion, it would have been better off playing field position, winning the field position game, and getting those field goals rather than continuously going for 4th down where you're taking away opportunities to score.
I'm 100% fine with him going for it as much as he did. 3 of them were at like the 40-yard line or so.
Right.
So you're not punting the football away, and you're certainly not kicking a field goal with that weather. Down in the red zone, I would much rather go for it on 4th and goal from the 3-yard line than kick and take 3 points. And if I don't get, my defense was playing so great. So I think Dan Campbell absolutely did the right thing going for these. If not for a play here or play there, a conversion that they blocked Phillips there, he's going to find that check down. This is who they are. This is also like strategy-wise, the way your defense is playing, this was the right decision. They just didn't get it done, and credit Philly.
Well, you mentioned strategy. I think going into the game, you probably had a vision of, you know what, guys, we're going to have to outscore this team. Why would you think that? 4 of your top 5 defensive backs did not play in this game.
For the Lions.
For the Lions. I don't think people realize that. They had all backups in there. And they did a tremendous job. And so, to me, I think going in, Dan Campbell probably already told his team, hey, look, guys, when in doubt, we're going for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know us, this is what we're going to do. I think every game is different, but you have a plan going into it, and certainly that was their plan going into this
But
game.
maybe it gets adjusted is the point when you see that it is a low-scoring game, when your defense is holding them and the wind is a factor in the game. Schefter.
And, Rex, you thought going into that game that the Lions defense would not be able to hold up because of all the people that they were missing. And the defense did hold up. And, by the way, every time it seems like this defense is down men in the secondary, somehow they figure out a way to get it done. It's pretty impressive on the defense side. Again, it comes back to the offense.
I think Kelvin Shepard's done an outstanding job. The defensive coordinator, a rookie, first-time defensive coordinator, has done a tremendous job. In fact, much better than the previous coaches out there. And to me, I was shocked because we said going in, I thought A.J. Brown was going to have a monster game. They certainly did target him the most times all season, 11 targets in this game.
7 catches, a total of 49 yards. The Eagles as a team only had 135 yards passing 14 of 28 for Jalen Hurts, and yet they win the game. Afterwards, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts had this to say after the victory.
Self-inflicted. I think as soon as we got going, we shot ourselves in the foot. That's something that we can clean up. If somebody just beat us, then hats off to them. But it's some things that we are doing.
My main takeaways is we got to score points. We got to be more efficient. We got to take advantage of opportunities when they're there, and we got to control the things that we can control. It's the same MO it's been this whole entire time.
So it is time for that part of the show we're obligated to do here on sports talk shows, where we pick apart a team that just won the Super Bowl and has the #1 seed in the NFC in their grasp. But the reality is, you watch them play offense and you say, at some point, this has to catch up to them.
Sure.
It hasn't yet. They've beaten everybody good. I mean, the thing about the Eagles is they've beaten all the good teams they played on. Now they've beaten the Lions, they've beaten the Chiefs, they've beaten all the Rams, all the good teams. And yet we're going to pick it apart, because I cannot believe at some point, Dan, this won't catch up to them.
With that defense, I don't know if it will, though. That defense is elite. Here's what I say about the offense. Got covered up last night. There's a lot of noise in the pass game for not getting a ton of separation and not winning a ton one-on-one versus a lot of backup players for Detroit. I think the second thing is the drops early on obviously stalled some early progress. And the third thing is their offensive line doesn't win consistently in the run game. And so this is going to have to get better. But there's not a lot of separation on these throws now when it comes to coverage. I'm not sitting here going to come on TV this morning and say Jalen Hurts didn't play well. There's not a lot of opportunity where you sit there and go, receivers open, Jalen Hurts missed. Receivers open, Jalen Hurts missed. And so this has got to, I would say, fall on the receiving core of Philadelphia, not creating separation last night. That's the main reason why the pass game struggled.
I think, if we're taking a 30,000-foot view of the NFC, think about where all the best defenses reside mostly.
Philadelphia,
Rams,
Seattle.
Seahawks. And so, yes, at some point, you're going up against some of these teams that have really good offenses. You would think those teams pack defenses as well. So down the road, it could catch up to the Philadelphia Eagles. I know they've beaten a lot of really good teams, but we know in the postseason is a different animal.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's the thing. Dan, you talk about separation.
No, not many open.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. A.J. Brown, right? We all know he's an outstanding receiver. He's 135th in separation. Average of 1.8 yards separation on routes.
135th
135th in the NFL. All right? So, AJ, quit doing the press conference. Let's figure a way to get separation. Now, is that coaching? Is that playing? I don't know. But it just doesn't – why it looks so bad. 135th, and that obviously comes from Himbo. All right, so you can take it to the bank. But that thing, it drives me crazy. Right. So when you're sitting back, is it like, man, oh man, like surely we got to be maybe a little more creative in the passing game. Yeah. But what are they going to do? They're going to find a way to win anyway.
Well,
Final word, Schefter.
That's the whole thing. It's a flawed team. The offense is struggling. We keep picking apart holes and issues with this team. They're the #1 seed. If the playoffs were to begin today, the Lions wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. And on a huge Sunday with the best matchups of the season, as Rex pointed out this morning, we saw that the best defenses found a way to get it done. Philadelphia, the Rams, even Seattle was great and kept the team in the game with Sam Darnold throwing four picks.
How was Denver?
Defense is key. And Denver.
And Denver, he said, as we segue to that game. And if the playoffs were to start today, the Kansas City Chiefs wouldn't be in those either. Chiefs, Mahomes, Broncos in Denver. Biggest game played in Denver in a decade. Opening drive, third quarter, Kansas City tied at 6. Dan, what happens to Patrick here?
Coverage and rush. That was the story of the game. They did great job in coverage, and then the rush hunts. McMillan does an outstanding job of wait, sees Patrick go to make the throw, then peels off his guy, and then the return. What a pivotal moment in this game. This Denver defense was sensational all game long.
And then Rex, look at Sean Payton.
Ooh, Sean, hey. I don't understand that one, but, I mean, it's good lick right there. It's worth the 15.
Okay, so that sets up this. 2nd and goal, Broncos at the 4. They're going to punch it in. The Broncos, D. Wood, have a 13-6 lead on the long-time division champ.
This is what the Broncos do. They want to be physical at the line of scrimmage, run the football, play really good defense.
They were, but the Chiefs weren't going away yet. Tyquan Thornton is down there.
Finally, it took about 35-plus minutes for a big play. It's man-to-man. they were going to challenge somebody outside of their stars to beat them, Denver defensively. They find a way to get the big completion.
And then Kareem Hunt punches it in. They only had 13 rushing attempts in this game, by the way, if you don't include
Rinse and
Mahomes.
repeat, Greeny.
But
and repeat.
Kareem Hunt touchdown ties it at 13. Now, here we go. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Old, reliable Travis Kelce, 9 catches, 91 yards, and they're not going to get him.
Won't lie. Felt like this was the backbreaker. This is the vintage shallow. He catches, knows that defender Hufanga is going to be driving from that backside, slips underneath. Massive play for this Chiefs offense, and it felt like this was going to be the one play that put him over the top.
Yeah, Kelce's 84th touchdown, all-time team record, extra point block, so it's a 3-point game. Now we're tied at 19, and Mahomes is taken down.
Only time they brought pressure all game long.
And it worked. 2 minutes left in the fourth, still tied. 3rd and 15. Rex, how about your guy Bo Nix?
Bo Nix, man, I mean, much maligned in my opinion because I don't think he throws well from the pocket until he needs to.
And
Boom.
Huge moment there, and then a huge one to Franklin.
This goes back to college connection. Both Bo Nix and Franklin at Oregon. The corner route is being played with outside leverage. He has to throw it on the inside shoulder. Outstanding recognition, quarterback to wide receiver, of understanding what the defense is doing.
And so Denver could just let it tick down and let Will Lutz officially change the paradigm in the AFC West. For the first time in a decade, the division belongs to Denver.
I think we're really talented. We got a lot of great players. It's just about being more consistent, and I think it starts with me. There's times where I'm firing and I'm throwing the ball and we're moving the ball down the field at ease, but at the same time, there's times where we go in spurts where I miss throw like I did or a protection call or whatever that is, and so it's just about being more consistent. That's what this league is, and we haven't been consistent enough to win football games, but it starts with me.
The aura is gone in Kansas City. I really do. I think this is a team where, it's kind of like, New England from the past, where in New England, you used to, half the battle was mental going up against that team. But I think now these teams, team going into this game is like, the hell with Kansas City. We saw last year they won a bunch of one-score games on their way to Super Bowl and then getting shellacked by the Philadelphia Eagles. Guess what? This year, they're 0 for 5 in one-score games. They're not able to finish these type of games. I don't think teams are scared of the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. They don't create explosive play. They got all their guys. All that we've been talking about, getting Rasheed Rice back, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Ward, all these guys. They still can't create explosive plays, still can't protect Patrick Mahomes. That Denver Broncos team, in particular that defense, got after his behind.
So you said the aura is over, right?
Yeah.
I think it was over last year. I really do. But the respect is always there, and they found ways to win. You hit it right on the head. 0-5. Remember when I said that, style points matter, knocking people out? It matters. Right now, they're not knocking people out anymore. But I'm going to tell you, the thing that, to me, this play right here, Greeny, this pass right here, told me all I needed to know about Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos, what they think of your vaunted Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody in the world knows they're going to run the ball. Nah, we'll just go ahead and take our shot. A 7 route, which is hard as heck to complete in this. They're like, we got no respect for you. We're going to get it. And this play right here, 3rd and whatever, to bring the corner off of that. Nobody wants to blitz Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah? We don't care. You know why? We're not worried about you. We're going to play to us. We're missing 2 of our best defensive players. We could care less. We are the better team. We're taking the division. And guess what? In our opinion, we don't have to lose to you ever again.
And guess what? Patrick Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year, not in the lineup. Alex Singleton, their leading tackler, not in the lineup. And they still slow down the Chiefs. And this was a game, Jim Nantz had a great point at the end of the game. On the field goal, they missed a 35-yard field goal against Kansas City last year in Kansas City that cost them the game. It got blocked. This time, they moved it over to the center of the field. They got the 35-yard field goal. It showed you that from last year, Denver's taken another step up. Kansas City hasn't. And guess what? The Chiefs have won 9 straight division titles. Newsflash. The streak is over.
Yeah, it's going to end.
They're not going to win this year.
One other thing I want to mention. When Sean Payton took this job, all right,
Yep.
was he scared of Andy Reid? He could have gone anywhere. No, he's like, nah, I'll go against the best. All right, why? He had a vision for this football team. This is what it was going to look like. And it started with building a tremendous defense. I already had a good one from Vic Fangio. Everything, the pieces were already in place. He just added to it. And to me right now, when you walk into a stadium knowing you have the best unit on the field, and that's your defense, you don't care who the hell you play.
So, look, no one had a better day in the NFL than Denver did yesterday. They beat Kansas City. They basically put away the longtime division champs, and the Chargers got shellacked on the road at Jacksonville. So the Broncos, right now, if the season ended, they would be the 1 seed in the AFC. Give them all the credit in the world. They deserve it. I have a question about Kansas City. Because 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm sitting in this exact same spot, and I've got people telling me, Rashee Rice is back. This is the most explosive they've been since they had Tyreek Hill. They're going to go on a run. Vegas has them as the favorites to win the Super Bowl again. Going to be vintage Patrick and all that stuff. How has that gone away this quickly? What happened?
Well, Rashee Rice was in many ways a no-show yesterday. And what Denver did really on money downs, those third downs defensively said, we're going to double Kelsey, we're going to double Xavier Worthy, we're going to force somebody else to beat us. And the reality was they couldn't. This is the first 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 of the game. Watch how they double those 2 players. So you're packing the inside, Kelsey in the middle of the field, Worthy up top, nobody. And the only chance is the go route down the right sideline one-on-one. 3rd and 3 down in the red zone. Kelsey up top, Worthy. Watch how the defense double teams those 2 players. I'm surprised Patrick doesn't get to Rashee Rice, but there's really no option to throw the football to there. And then what it does is the coverage allows the rush to continue to chase. 3rd and 10, this is the one that Rex was talking about. This is the only time Denver did it. And once Patrick kicks, walks to the line of scrimmage and communicates, now the defense knows because they're at home, the next time Patrick leg kicks, the ball has to get snapped. No dummy cadence anymore. This allows the nickel defender to time up the pressure. You can't change the blitz ever again or the protection ever again, and that leads to that huge sack. So the reality was, and you said 16 runs?
They had a total of 13 carries.
13 carries.
Outside of Patrick Mahomes.
So Denver, like often happens, Kansas City, you're not going to run it. And you can't and you won't when it matters the most. And then 2, Travis Kelce's not going to beat us. Xavier Worthy's not going to beat us. Somebody else is going to have to, and no one did.
It's a time of change in the AFC, right? We're seeing an absolute changing of the guard here. In that division, Denver has taken it by the throat, and they're running it. We're seeing what New England has done. Josh Allen had to be, and we're going to get to all those highlights as we continue, had to be almost unprecedentedly great to sneak out a win yesterday. The AFC, top of the AFC is weird.
Well, listen, Denver's already beaten both teams in the Super Bowl last year, Kansas City and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
And the top of that conference right now. You would look at the 3 best teams being New England, Denver, and Indianapolis in no particular order.
Ask yourself this, honest question. What quarterback right now is more clutch than Bo Nix?
He's playing great in the 4th quarters. He hasn't been by anywhere near the best quarterback, obviously,
I didn't say
for the previous
who's been
3.
more clutch.
No, they find ways to win games late. Look at the divisional race. 77% chance the Broncos win that division.